Oh, wait.
Happy Halloween. I'm going to stall while Jamie gets his Halloween things. Happy Thursday. It's the end of October. November is on our doorstep. And we're here on PHLY Phillies podcast celebrating the end of the 2024 baseball season. What you got? Oh, wow.
It's the best I could do on short notice. I totally
Totally
forgot about it.
My shirt says, due to inflation, this is my Halloween costume.
In this economy, there we go.
In this economy, this is the costume and this is the show. Welcome to PHLY Phillies podcast. Jamie Lynch to my left. I'm Renee Washington. We've got JP Zapata, or I should say, are you guys ready for another episode of PHLY Phillies presented by Ace Hardware Home Services? Get started on your next project with Ace Hardware Home Services at acehardwarehomeservices.com. All right, we've got to talk about the Game 5 World Series, all the blunders by the Yankees, all the things by Freddie, Freeman, and the Dodgers as they win title number 8 in year 2024. We'll get into some others as the Juan Soto Sweepstakes is officially on. It's day 1 of the Soto Sweepstakes because now that
the night watch has begun.
And begin the irrational hopes. Plus, of course, we've got to talk some grades. We're giving out bullpen grades. But first things first, on this Halloween, before we even get into Andrew paint with a brush, Jamie, you've got a chance. It's a fun day for the kiddos. They're out. Schools are doing parades. I was at my parade earlier doing my auntie duties.
What was he?
He is Sonic, and he's got a whole, like, from head to toe, it's a whole costume.
Sonic was probably one of my top 5 most played video games ever.
Oh, for me too, for sure.
I crushed Sonic on Sega. That was probably like my first love, actually. That and Mario.
Well, I love the fact that kids these days know about it and love it.
Sonic's back, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So he was Sonic, and my niece is Minnie Mouse.
Classic. Paige was Minnie Mouse last year. Yeah, classic. Can't go wrong with Minnie. I got a Peppa Pig and Elsa on my hands. I will be drinking Miller Lights, walking around the neighborhood, probably with this pirate hat because I didn't really get a costume. The problem with the Woody costume I have is it really creates quite a moose knuckle, and don't really want to be walking around the neighborhood tonight with a moose knuckle. So I'm probably just gonna stick with the pirate hat. What's that?
There's a snake in your boots?
Yeah, I have the full costume, but it's not made for guys that are like 6'3". So
lovely.
Yeah, it causes a little crotch tightness.
Oh, you don't need that. Don't need that.
Yeah.
Chris Lover is saying your daughter Molly's going to be Uma from The Descendants. That's a good one.
Nice.
That's a great movie.
Nice.
Love that. Well,
I saw a lot of one of the hot ones this year was the movie Element or Inside Out with the emotions.
Yeah.
A couple teachers and a couple kids were like Joy and a couple others. That was a hot one this year.
Well, you always get the princesses. You get the little muscle costumes of like.
I saw a great Beetlejuice kid. That was awesome. Beetlejuice might have won the day.
Yeah, that was really good. I saw a Jalen Hurts costume that you can't go wrong with, and I was like, "Love that for you." Had the helmet, the jersey, all the way through.
Oh, I saw a real lazy Jalen Hurts kid. He just had a jersey on and normal clothes. Really, no effort put into it.
But Start young. Yeah.
And then I saw one kid in a full Ohtani uniform. They must have been Dodgers fans. They couldn't have been that opportunistic unless they just knew the Dodgers were going to win the World Series. But I was next to my buddy Dan Duffy, who does some of the artwork in our studio. And our kids go to the same school. And I was like, dude, a full Ohtani jersey the day after they clinch? That's kid's doing it right.
Kid is doing something right. That's for sure. He gets it already. With that perfect segue back into some phenomenal pitching that we have seen. For someone that's in the Phillies pipeline, it's Andrew, a.k.a. Andy, paint with no brush.
You're really trying here.
I mean, his last name's Painter. Like, there's like Andrew Carpenter. So, Andrew Painter, first of all, I just want to say A++++ on the stash. Love the mustache that Andrew Painter's rocking. Great.
Well, that would be your department, not mine. Yes. I didn't. You could tell from those videos.
No, he was doing an interview that I was watching.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up. And
it was a nice close up. He was very close up on the camera like this, and I
respect the stash.
The stash was great. Stash game's on point, and then of course the pitching helps as well because when you look at how Andrew Painter has been returning back, easing back into things. Yesterday in the Arizona Fall League with the Desert Dog, the took another major step forward with his comeback tour that he's on. Had a 74.8% strike percentage through 127 pitches. 127 guys, get excited. He has 95 strikes so far. So in 3 games, 127 pitches. We love that. 95 strikes. We love that even more. So he's off to a fantastic start so far. When you look at the game Wednesday, it was an 8-7 win. We don't really care about the result, though, respectfully. We only care about him. He threw his 4-seam fastball up to 99 miles per hour. It averaged close to 97. His low 80s curve was also strong. He had the upper 80s slider, and he also showcased a 4th pitch, his changeup. So that's 4 different pitches that we saw him throwing. His changeup was around 90 to 91 miles per hour with a, if anyone wants to really nerd out on this, with an RPM in the 1,550 to 1,740 range for his spin with it. Rotates per whatever the M stands for.
Revolutions per minute.
Revolutions per minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably should know what the RPM actually stands for. So we had a chance to actually see him pitch in action. Here's our Thursday Halloween moment of Zen. It's not spooky. It's exciting. It's Andrew Painter on the mound, and this is later in the game. We're talking Andrew Painter right now, Phillies prospect, top prospect, working back from Tommy John surgery, and we've been seeing him progressively giving you more heat. He's expected to be able to possibly pitch as early as maybe like the All-Star break of next season, that he'll be coming back. And this is Andrew Painter on the mound. Shout out to @MLB Pipeline for this video of him, as you get a chance to see some of his pitches from the Arizona Fall League with the Desert Dogs. An exciting prospect that should be a great starting pitcher for the Phillies.
Yeah, and the thing that jumps out every time I watch him in these, brief highlights we're getting is just how big he is. Because when he follows through and whips that leg around, he's almost touching the grass. Like, there's the left leg plant, and then boom, he's just short of the grass. And Tyler's talked about that before, how much somebody that's like 6'6", and you always forget that about him, gets on top of you just seemingly quicker. It's almost like a mind game. You have this giant barreling down on you. And to pair it with the RPMs that he's got and the speed and the variety, going from as high as 99 and then dropping it down to 81 on some off speed stuff. This kid's going to be special. It's hard not to get irrationally excited about him. And it's going to be a little bit of a tease. And here's another little closer up of his slider yesterday, courtesy of Eric Cross. How do you hit that? You're seeing 99, and then you're, on edge, and then he drops that breaking slider on you, low and outside. It's just like, I don't know how any of these guys do it. It looks impossible.
I know. And it's incredible to see, because with his height, and honestly, the different versatility we're seeing from him in terms of the pitches he's throwing, he's showing some more to his arsenal. He's also mentioned it's like a mixture of old Painter and new Painter, and he's making a splash. And you look at the masterpieces that he's throwing out there. I'm sorry, it's been 4 showings for Andrew Painter now. He's got an under 1 ERA, 0.90 ERA. He gave up 2 hits in that outing in his 2 innings pitched. And it is time for all the Andrew Painter puns that we're going to get.
Larry's backyard barbecue is supporting you and all your puns. So you got that going for you.
I have to come up with some more. I need to figure this. I got a lot of time to prepare. I'm just excited.
And the good thing about the AFL, as we all know, you get kind of like top 6, 7, 8 players from each team. So he is facing some like quality players. He was facing off against the Giants' #1 prospect last start. He's seen some major league quality hitters, some of those like quad A, taxi squad type guys go out there to work on stuff. So he is seeing a high quality. It's going to be really exciting. Again, we've had the discussion, and we can talk about it all offseason, how they handle him come spring training. Do they just start him late and kind of preserve him a little bit? But it's great to get these updates from my favorite league, the Arizona Fall League.
That's all we've got right now, guys. That's all we've got to look forward to.
Yeah. There's nothing else happening in baseball, right? It's just AFL time.
It's watching the Desert Dogs right now, because that's all we've got now. That's literally it for baseball games until next time, guys, until spring training. So, yes, it is great to see Andrew Painter. They're continuing to increase his pitch count. He's just working back. They're easing him back, most importantly. And so far, it's been a good start for him. Again, He's had four strong outings in the AFL, and the Desert Dogs, which is our new updates and teams that we're going to be able to talk about. All things Desert Dogs. So yeah, we'll work on the puns, the painter puns, because we have all off season to see what stroke.
I mean, if Andrew Painter was to go out for Halloween, the easiest thing to do is just Bob Ross, right?
Oh, of course.
You just get a Bob Ross wig and you're set for life. Buy a cheap palette at Michael's or something, and you're set.
Yeah, my palette, and I'm a painter.
Yeah, and you just throw on a schmuck.
Yeah, easy.
I always like the word schmuck.
And I always liked smocks because it meant that we got to do fun things in school.
Mm-hmm. I donated a bag of old T-shirts to my daughter's school for smocks.
They still do that. That was one of the highlights of elementary school. Like, take one of your.
It was always the old dress shirts when I was growing up,
because
like my dad's old dress shirts. Yeah. Now they were just asking for T-shirts. So.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, I guess my double XLs will fit a a 5, 6, and 7-year-old quite well easily.
I think so. And if they don't, that's concerning more for that child, actually. Not shaming any
get them on a diet.
Yeah, that is a little concerning.
That or get them in a NFL offensive lineman, first grade camp or something.
Oh, those were the days, though. Oh, the easy days when life was so simple. And the hardest thing was what smock. Which one of your dad's old dress shirts you can bring as a smock or flannel, as K-Red is saying in chat. Well, let's take this opportunity as we're taking this trip down memory lane to also take a trip to handle some business, guys. Let's talk business and give you some updates on some of our friends and sponsors. And that is our friend over at Game Time, because whether you are looking to get out there for a basketball game, football game, soccer game, any sport, maybe you want to go check out a concert, a show. It is now baseball offseason officially. You got some more time on your hands until spring training rolls around. So maybe instead of going to a game, you want to go see a comedy show. Whatever sports or entertainment or music you are looking to purchase tickets to, Game Time has you covered. With their Game Time picks alone, it allows you to easily see an upcoming live event on the app. And rather than having to browse through all the hundreds of options, they're going to pick and show you and filter out, I should say, all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats to help you minimize the stress and also minimize how much time you spend looking for tickets. It's exhausting when you're sorting through thousands of tickets, trying to find the best seats, the best prices, the best views. Well, with the Game Time picks, they filter all that out for you and simplify the process. Game Time also, in addition to their new feature, the Game Time picks, has the feature where you can see your live seats. So you have an idea where you and your friends are going to be sitting, watching that game, singing along, laughing your behinds off at that comedy show, enjoying a good time. With the Game Time app, they simplify that process too. No more having to worry about where you're going to be sitting. You know where you're going to be sitting before you even get there. Plus, with the Game Time app, in addition to all the great features, is you're going to get great prices. They have lowest price guarantee. They also provide you, in addition to their super deals, with some protection. So event cancellation protection, job loss protection, some others as well. And with the Game Time app, one thing's for sure, although the game might not be stressful at times, especially any Philly sports games that we're going to, you can guarantee with the Game Time app, they will make the process less stressful of buying tickets. So from seat views to the lowest price guarantee to Game Time ticket coverage, as well as their Game Time picks, plus all in pricing, where you get to see with that feature, the total upfront. You don't have to have the surprise fees at checkout. You know exactly how much you're going to be paying when you get to the point of finding those tickets. So check out the Game Time app today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PHLY, get yourself $20 off for your first purchase. Terms to apply. And again, create an account, use code PHLY, get $20 off, and download the Game Time app today. Because what time is it? Always Game Time.
And I'll tell you about a store I was just in yesterday, and that's our friends at Rite Aid, because I realized I dipped into my candy stash at the house for tonight a little too much the past couple nights, and I needed a restock. So what did I do? There's a Rite Aid right by us, and I swung in and, of course, hit up the ELO Market because they have a line for everything you need last minute, whether it's snacks on the road, jerky, or maybe some gummy bears, and of course some Halloween candy this time of the year. There's a line that includes candy, snacks, and pantry items exclusively at Rite Aid. You can get classics like peach rings, which are always one of my favorites, Starlight mints to gummy butterflies and sour worms, trail mix and nuts, popcorn, beef jerky, granola, some pantry staples like honey and seasoning. So if everything else is closed, your Rite Aid's probably open with what you need for that last minute purchase, especially me, the idiot in a Pirates hat that needed more Halloween candy for the children in his neighborhood because he ate too much of it. So I swung into Rite Aid, grabbed some more candy to give out, and we're all set for tonight. So stop into your friendly neighborhood Rite Aid, whether it's a snack attack or you need to talk to the pharmacist. Get Elo Market delivered same day, or you can buy online, pick up in store. Go to riteaid.com/shop to order.
I
got busted. I got busted last night.
I see what you did there, Spidey. My Spidey senses are tingling.
Yeah. Addie came down. I was watching the World Series. I was doing a little bit of prep for today. And I had a big stash of candy trash next to me.
You didn't even hide the evidence.
I kind of tried, to be honest, and she caught me. Like I tried to like stuff like an extra like 2 or 3 little candies under my leg, and totally busted.
It's giving grown man. Still child.
Well, yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
What's your favorite candy tonight? What's the thing you're most excited? The fun size, small size Halloween. What's Renee's number 1 candy in the power rankings tonight?
Well, I don't know. Actually.
What?
I'm not a big. So we most likely are not going trick or treating. Full disclosure. I hate to be that. It's not. I know. Instead, we're gonna do some pumpkin decorating and eat our own stash and give candy out while the kids are still.
That's fun too. I'm always jealous of the people that are at home and you get a fire going, you sit in the driveway, cocktails. They give out candy
already, and they loved it. So 2024 is all about the trunk or treat.
All right, but you're gonna get your hands on some candy. What do you want?
Oh, of course.
What's number 1?
Honestly, I've got the caramel Reese's. I've got Starburst. I've got Lifesaver gummies, Swedish Fish. So
Lifesaver gummies are good.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna eat all the candy though, I'm sure.
I bought a huge bag that I forgot about of the Nerds gummy clusters. Have you had those?
Fan.
Oh, Renee.
I'm not a Nerds fan. I always thought they were
JP. JP, are you back there? Can you help me out? Have you had the Nerds gummy cluster?
So, Cuz is going to kill me for saying this, but I had a pumpkin painting party last Saturday at my house.
I love that.
My wife got the Nerds clusters for everyone.
Oh,
so, yeah, I grabbed them.
So good.
Yeah,
they're so good.
There are the gummies as
it's like a little gummy ball, and then they have Nerds like on the outside of them.
Great concept. Great concept there.
I haven't had that one actually.
Phenomenal.
I don't like Nerds ropes. Oh,
Nerd. It's basically like chopped up Nerds rope.
Yeah. See, my wife is more like she likes the fruity type of candies. I'm more of the chocolate guy. Like I love Three Musketeers.
But I just don't like. I don't like any like Jawbreakers, Nerds, all those candies that are like really hard to chew. I like the gummy candies.
I like it all.
And I'll be modest, Renee. You definitely have a sweet tooth.
I do.
Oh, she like stocks like tasty cakes in her house. Like the world's ending tomorrow.
I buy whole cases of
and Entenmann's
for myself. Correct. Larry's Backyard Barbecue saying there's a cluster of Nerds right here. That's right.
No,
for everyone, but I'm bummed. I love.
I gotta go find the eye patch.
I know.
To really complete this outfit.
You should just like color in your glasses with like a.
Yeah, sure. My last good pair of glasses. That's not even that good anymore.
Like a white erase board marker.
Yeah.
But black, obviously, color. Okay. Let's move on. Keep picking up on what I'm putting down. All right, we're going off the rails on this Halloween for this Halloween special. Let's get spooky because there were some scary things that happened in the bullpen. The Phillies bullpen, that is, of course. And when you look at some of the numbers that we've seen this season, not all great. Let's start things off with Carlos Estevez.
Charlie Sheen.
20 games played in 2024. He was 3-2 this is his Phillies specific stats, of course. 3-2 with a 2.38 ERA, a 2.1 WAR. He pitched 21 innings and had 18 strikeouts with a .735 WHIP. And of course, the Phillies did pick him up at the trade deadline. He was one of big trade line moves back on July 27th, acquiring him from the Angels. Now, for Carlos Estevez, when I was grading him and I looked back at his previous numbers, of course, he played with the Rockies, he played with the Angels and the Phillies, 3 totally different teams in 3 totally different places. His time with the Angels at the beginning of 2024, he actually pitched 14 more games with the Angels. And in that 34 games he pitched, this is kind of what I really locked in on. Oh gosh. Oh, you had an eye patch.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I just had to find it. And then the graphic came up and I had the AirPods in so I could still hear you.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's impressive. So you have to talk as a pirate, I feel like. So Carlos pitched 34 games with the Angels, which was a total of 34 innings. He pitched 21 innings with the Phillies, right? So he had 13 more innings with the Angels. Yet, when you compare the numbers, he had almost twice as many Ks with the Angels as he did with the Phillies. Okay, you pitched significantly less. He only had a total of 2 saves with the Phillies in the regular season, and he actually gave up a total of 18 hits with the Phillies, 20 hits total in those 34 innings with the Angels. 18 hits, 8 runs, compared to 10 runs on 20 hits with the Angels. So what was concerning to me is in 14 less games, 13 less innings, the amount of hits and runs he gave up with the Phillies compared to the Angels is actually the same with less games. To me, Carlos Estevez was not the problem for the Phillies, but he also wasn't the solution. So he was brought in to be the solution. He was brought in to get you saves. He, of course, had the save streak that was snapped when he joined the Phillies. I just feel like coming in at the trade deadline, he wasn't ready. He loved the atmosphere. He was thrilled to be in a postseason. He was thrilled to be with the Phillies. He said all the right things. He was their Kamehameha, but I don't think he was fully ready for Red October. And so I'm going to give him a B because he was not awful, but for what you brought him in for as your high leverage closer trade deadline, this is our big move guy. He didn't reach that expectation, especially when you, of course, look at the postseason, where in the 3 games that he played, pitched a total of 2 2/3 innings with a 1.13 whip, 4 Ks per walk, and in that time also gave up the 2 runs and didn't have a single save. He didn't help you in the postseason. He didn't also help you after the trade deadline. He was, yes. So he gets us a B for me.
I always feel like I'm off center now with the eye patch. I'm like really disoriented. And Carlos Estevez also. Eye patches are tough. Carlos Estevez, yeah, I'm a B also. I could be talked into a C+. I saw Larry's got a B. Chris Slemmer says C+ at best. K-Red said I'll give him some extra credit for the anime reference, but C is the highest I can go with that. I'm there with you at a B. I could be talked into a C+ by the end of this. Because look, he is graded through the prism of that was the big trade deadline move. Fair or unfair, you were brought in as the piece that was supposed to help the most. And it was just fine. It wasn't great. I don't necessarily crush him for that playoff spot because like the Phillies were kind of dead man walking at that point anyway. Yeah, I mean like for sure. His WAR, ERA, WHIP over the course of a season is all good. I don't really care what he did in Anaheim. I care what he did in Philly, as you pointed out. 2.57 ERA, 21 innings, 6 earned runs, 18 Ks. His WHIP was a 1.19. You'd like that a little lower, ideally. Ks per 9 was a low for him. So even up against some of his own standards, like it was just okay. I give him a B because. Yeah, I'll stick at a B. I mean, the C+ is fine too. I'm not gonna, but just okay. Like everybody's happy with the B, I guess, but you're not like bragging about it. And that was your big trade deadline move. Certainly not bragging about it. Are you, JP?
Nah, I mean, I thought he was fine. Nothing out of the ordinary. He wasn't terrible. He did have a tough time when he arrived, like getting adjusted. But I thought he was fine at the end of it. I mean, like if he's back next year, cool. I just don't think I would want him here as a closer.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't really feel like if he's back, fine. But like, if he leaves, fine. Like whatever.
He does get some extra credit here. So I have him at a B-. I had him at a C+. He gets some extra credit because what K-Red said, the anime thing was really cool, was very unique, and by the way, had one of the best walkout songs in baseball. I remember being there for Annalise Clencher, and I'm literally rapping word for word, and everyone's looking at me in the standing room like, you actually know this song? So he gets extra credit from me, but I go B-.
Credit for his song choice and his anime references, guys. That doesn't win you baseball games, but it does make it exciting when he comes out. Okay.
We have 2-5 guys. And also, by the way, guys, what's with us going to the Angels for these deadline moves?
Yeah, and Logan O'Hoppe might end up being better than Brandon Marsh. We'll see.
Oh, dude.
I know. But it is interesting when you look at Carlos Estevez, just to wrap things up. Excuse me. His opponent's batting average was a 2.25 of this time at the Phillies. His opponent's OBP was a 2.95 with a 3.50 slugging. He wasn't great for, as you mentioned, Jamie, for even his own standards. He regressed with the Phillies, which it's hard to make a move midseason, but you're brought in at that trade deadline to be that big move. Yeah. So I can't crucify you for it because you were just okay. And again, he wasn't the full reason why they lost. It wasn't like a full collapse. He didn't look like Gregory Soto with the Orioles. Sorry, Gregory. But it also wasn't what you came here for. You were supposed to be high leverage Mr. Closer. Okay, so we're all in a similar spot. I actually graded the same as Professor Fluff. And
yeah, look at us. It's like the Paul Rudd meme. Who would have thought?
Let's get the next one is the same. Let's get into Orion Kerkering's numbers because we did get a full season of Orion Kerkering this year at the major league level. Played in 64 games with a 5-3 record, a 2.29 ERA with a 1.6 WAR, through 63 innings with 74 strikeouts, a 1.079 WHIP, and his lowest home run 9 out of any bullpen pitcher. So for any bullpen pitcher, he had the lowest home run number because when you look at the season that Orion Kerkering had, honestly was impressed with him. He did, of course, as all the bullpen arms did, have a downfall of the postseason. Nobody was good in the postseason, but overall gave up just 2 total home runs in the entire season in terms of the regular season. Gave up 16 earned runs, 20 runs total on 51 hits. And when you look at the numbers for Orion Kerkering, I thought this was a great step for him. Still very young. Of course, as I mentioned, being that this is his first full season at the major league level, I kind of wanted to see how could he handle a full season. It's one thing to have lightning in a bottle. It's one thing to have games here and there that are really good. Look at the Tyler Phillips and Colby Allards, but can you do it for a full season? And I thought that he handled it really well. Obviously, in the postseason, would have loved to get more from him. I'm actually going to give him, maybe I'm not Professor Ice Cream anymore. I think I'm thawing out. I'm going to give him a B+, because I think there's obviously room for improvement. Okay. I'm going to say an A-, actually. I'm going to talk myself up to an A-. I think that a lot of his issues I can attribute to youth, inexperience, learning, and we didn't expect him to be your number 1, 2, or 3 high leverage bullpen arm. So he was that, coming in 5th, 6th inning to help the starting pitcher get out of a jam type of a bullpen arm. And I thought he did really well with that. Again, he didn't have any stretches of the season where he gave up multiple home runs in the regular season, multiple runs back to back until late. So for him to have such an incredible majority of his year, I'm going to give him an A-. I feel like that's good for his growth and progression as a young rising reliever.
I'm going to go A. I'm giving the kid an A. I was a little, I don't want to say skeptical because I saw the sweeper and I saw the gas and I went, okay, I see why. But the organization put a lot of stock into Orion Kerkering this year. And I, as a Philadelphia sports fan, always get a little nervous about that. We'd only seen him for 8 innings last year. You saw the stuff. You were hopeful about what they were saying, which was they were putting a lot of eggs in Orion's basket. And I think the kid delivered in a huge way. With only those 8 innings, it's a big opportunity for him. And I thought he ran with it. The sweeper is going to be one of the best pitches in baseball. The guy can throw heat. He's got a real chance to be a back end closer for this team in the coming years. So that's really exciting. I mean, the 74 Ks in only 63 innings, that's nasty work. 10.69 Ks per 9. He's got the, just over 1 whip, really good, a 2.29 ERA. I thought the kid was phenomenal. Probably the only thing that stopped me from giving him an A+ was, just that they all hit the playoff skids. But youth, money, stuff, like this kid's an A. That was one of the easier grades I gave out.
Easier grades. There you go.
Yeah, I thought he was phenomenal. I mean, hardly anything to, dislike.
Yeah, I'm going A- as well. Obviously, love his stuff. He's got some power with that pitch as well. Listen, the bullpen was an issue toward the latter parts of the season, and I think that with his youth, he's only going to get better going into next year, and I think he's going to be an integral part of that bullpen rotation. And I'm more excited to see more from him, so I'll go A- for Orion. Orion.
Orion. Kerkering.
Love
All
it.
right, I do feel like that was one of the easier ones, and I do want to say I'm still Professor Ice Cream. I'm sorry, Larry's Backyard Barbecue. I know I'm straying away from my ruthless ways. I just feel like some of these guys, some of these issues were not their faults in the same sense. It was a little bit more justified. So let's get into another one that I feel like it was actually a little bit easier to grade in my opinion because I didn't expect anything from this guy, and then we'll quickly run through him because I feel like we can be fast here with Jose Ruiz. So Jose Ruiz through 52 games was 5-1 on the season with a 3.71 ERA, a 0.5 WAR, with 51 innings pitched, 52 strikeouts, and a 1.333 WHIP, and then had a 3 flat walks per 9 in 2024. And for Jose Ruiz, I had literally no expectations for him whatsoever. None. Another guy that coming into the Phillies organization had pitched with the White Sox. He had pitched with Arizona. I didn't know what to expect for what he was going to bring. And I guess not your fault is the right term, but I mean lower expectations with some of these guys. So when they had these moments when Orion struggled in the postseason, I wasn't surprised. Just like when Jose Ruiz struggled at times, I also wasn't surprised. But I thought Jose Ruiz actually gave you a great middle innings eater type of a role as a definitely not a high leverage arm, but was a true, low leverage, middle leverage. And to see him come out in the NLDS was that game 1 we saw him. And
he got the spot. He got the spot there before a couple other people. It was surprising.
Before even like a Jose Alvarado, and he only gave the 1 home run to Pete Alonso, I believe it was. And so for Jose Ruiz, I know. Terrible nickname still. For Jose Ruiz with no expectations, and someone that I actually kept saying as the season was going on, he might get dropped, and they might be bringing up a different bullpen arm for him. He held on his spot. Other guys can't say the same. For that reason alone, I'm going to give him I'm feeling so nice today. I got to be mean again. I'm going to give him a B+. I think he locked into a spot. He actually pitched in the postseason. How many people can say that they did a good enough job maintaining throughout the course of the season to actually be able to be someone that you can rely on in September and definitely even in October? Was he the best bullpen arm? No, but I think for his role, he gave you exactly what was expected. He was consistent, he was predictable, and he was that middle of the pack innings eater type of reliever. I'm gonna give him a B+ actually. I think it's the holiday festivities. It's got me feeling all fuzzy and warm.
I'm going to give him a B. And the reason is I kind of broke it down like this. One, there was the expectation thing. I don't think, like you said, nobody really expected much from Jose Ruiz. He was didn't cost you nothing. In middle relief guy you took a shot on that could possibly give you some innings. I think his first month and a half, you'd probably give him a D. And then the final 2.5 months of the season, he's probably a B+, so I think that kind of averages out to, B, C+ range. Now, the thing about him is he's intriguing enough and he finished strong enough on the year. I'm kind of excited to see what he can give you next year. Can he take that next step up for you? He might be able to, he got in Rob Thompson's trust tree there towards the end of the year. Didn't expect anything. A 3.71, the numbers when you look at them aren't great at the season's end, and ended up being 51 innings, which is more than I thought. Started slow, finished strong. That whip is 133. You got to get that down if you're going to be, an upper echelon middle relief guy. But overall B. It's finished really strong. Started poorly. Encouraged by what he could give you possibly next year.
Yeah, spot on. I'm going B minus here. Just with the way they kind of ended the season, kind of similar to Ryan Kerkering, and you're just excited to see what you can get from him next year. But he was solid this year. It was a nice little surprise for all of us.
Yeah, he was a nice little cherry on top.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, and as K-Red said in the chat, like, you kind of grade based on expectations, and that's the way I viewed it too. Like, up against other middle relievers, he's, I didn't expect anything. So,
Well,
like, if he was competent, that's a B.
Right. And to your point, Jamie, his struggles in the early season, how many guys do we see across the Phillies roster alone that were great in the early part of the season and dropped off?
Yeah.
I don't mind you actually having it's not how you start,
Ranger.
It's how you finish. Ranger. We can go through a lot offensively in terms of position players. There are a lot of guys that regressed as the season went on. Instead, he got better, which means you're working on things, you're improving things, you're taking feedback, you're applying it to games. And with his 9.18 Ks per 9, with the improvements that we saw as the season went on, and the fact that he held on to a spot, I think he got a lot more of respect from me, and I think just completely was someone I had literally no expectations for. So there are some people we did have expectations for. That's in the Dodgers. That's with the Yankees. That's with Juan Soto. And after this quick break, we're going to tell you more about all that's going on around the World Series and now the Soto Sweepstakes. But first things first, let me tell you all about our friends over at Ace Hardware Home Services. Because over at Ace Hardware Home Services, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. That's right. Ace Hardware Home Services provides you with the opportunity to get any support you need with the incredibly knowledgeable staff that they have that's supportive and helpful with decades of experience. Ace Hardware Home Services also provides you as the place to go, whether you have a leaky pipe, plumbing issues, heating issues, electrical issues, cooling, anything else that you're looking to repair in your home. With Ace Hardware Home Services, they're going to make sure to bring the experience. They've got local plumbers and techs that will handle everything, those repairs and seasonal maintenance to installations and upgrades. They also are going to be able to provide you with the understanding and the support to guide you through the process. Whether you're walking in their physical doors, giving them a call, or checking them out online, they're going to be supportive throughout the entire process, as well as having just free estimates for you. So free estimates on equipment installation and replacement with their trusted advisors to provide you options best suited for your home, your budget, your family. And then with their emergency services available, you always know you can rely on them when you need them most. So with the service you can trust and satisfaction guaranteed, they work to make it right no matter what. With their local team, they are serving our community, especially our neighbors, to make sure you can be comfortable in your home. As we're focusing on trick-or-treating and all the holiday activities and fall festivals and all the great things that this fall season brings, you want to be most comfortable in the place that matters most, your home. So with Ace Hardware Home Services, you get the power of the Ace brand, where they strive to be the best and they strive to be the trusted providers that give you that great service, and as well as just the great upgrades on anything, any projects you have going on that they can help with. So make sure today you visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next project with Ace Hardware.
And let me tell you about Glatt Hair Restoration. The Morgenstern Center for Orbital and Facial Plastic Surgery recently welcomed Dr. Glatt to the practice, creating an invaluable opportunity to leverage Glatt's high caliber brand equity with Dr. Morgenstein's highly respected legacy. And, going bald is now an option. The Glatt Hair Restoration is one of the best at it. And they have the same peerless approach to care, the same expert team, the same expert unmatched Glatt hair system, same state-of-the-art location, all of that. And Glatt Hair can help during all stages of hair loss with leading-edge treatments for prevention and restoration, including laser light therapy, non-invasive TED treatments, vitamin supplementation, topical and oral medications, a ton of stuff, hair restoration surgery. So whatever it is, whatever stage you're in, talk to Dr. Glatt, and he can provide for you what he thinks is the best course. Each patient receives a complimentary one-on-one consultation to pinpoint the best course for that. Caring patient advocates work with you from the first phone call to the final follow-up visit, and they understand this decision can be tough, emotional, and challenging, and they're there to help you make it as simple and stress-free as possible. Glad Hair isn't just about restoration, it's about innovation. Their breakthrough treatments really do dramatically change lives. Go talk to John Marks about it. He can't shut up about Dr. Glatt. It changed his life. You can change your hair, change your life. Bald is now optional. If you want to improve how you look and feel about yourself, Glatt Hair has the right treatment for you. Regain your confidence. Visit glatthairmctr.com or call 610-980-4000 to get started. I had to lift the eye patch up for that one.
All right, real quick, guys. So we actually have a caller on the line. He said he's a first-time, long-time, and he's a hoagie
First time, long time, a hoagie mouth.
I want to take on him, but here you go.
Oh gosh.
Tyler Zulli!
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's
Welcome to the
happening?
program.
So I have a question, Jamie. Does the narrator from SpongeBob know you stole his costume?
Yes, I have a backup set if anybody would want one.
He's already got dad jokes, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to be here for about 2 minutes because I don't want to wake this dude. But I just wanted everybody to say hello to Paxton.
What up, dude? That's
This
awesome,
is
man.
the newest
Congrats to
member
you
of
and
the PHLY family.
congrats to you and Bridget. The
Thank
pictures
you very
are
much.
awesome.
He is an absolute sweetheart for
Oh.
18 hours of the day. And the
Cluster
11
feedings, brother.
the like 11 to 2 o'clock in the morning time frame is a hellish landscape that we've not navigated quite yet.
Okay.
Feed
That's
me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh
So
my gosh.
we have a little burrito costume for him. He's going to be a burrito.
How's your swaddle game? How's your swaddle
Yeah.
game?
They were very adamant about us not swaddling him,
Oh.
keeping him like his arms kind of free. You can see him now.
2024.
This is how he lays. He just lays like a log.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
Wow. Oh,
That's like-
yeah.
That's like
So-
24 parenting.
Whatever works.
Yeah. So that's what they told me. So that's what
Wow.
we're doing. Because
All
I have
right,
no
baby
idea.
burrito. I like it.
Guys, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if anybody told you that or not.
They don't
I
give you a
got no-
guide. It's
I
it's
got
kind of
no
BS.
idea what I'm doing.
Baby.
You don't
Take
you don't get a
this
user
baby
manual when you leave the hospital. It's ridiculous.
So-
They just let you leave with it.
I have probably 4 or 5 times since he's been laying here sleeping, just like had to put my ear to like around his head just to make sure he's breathing because they take such shallow breaths
Yeah.
that I'm so concerned.
Am I doing
how's your-
this? Yes, you
How's
are.
your diaper game? Are you getting grossed out by the
Getting
tar
better.
poop?
Getting better.
Okay. All right.
We're going in the right direction for sure. He is. That's the one time he's really uncooperative. Is he does not like to be cold.
Their diapers
Yeah.
are so little at that stage. They're
So
like-
he's a little guy too. He
Yeah.
came out at he was only 5 pounds 9 ounces. So he is a little dude.
Nice.
he's so cute.
Yeah, but he's doing great. He's sleeping like a champ. Hopefully mom's getting some sleep right now because she has been an absolute superhero.
Yeah.
And I'm just along for the ride.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm so
don't
proud and happy for you guys. And as everybody in the chat is saying, like, soak up every minute. It flies by.
It
Enjoy
does
your
go
time.
quick, man.
Yes, you blink and they're in school. You blink again and they're graduating again and they're getting married. Like all the
You say
things.
that now. It's been a pretty long 5 days. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't even know if you blinked at
The
all.
days are long, but the years are short.
It's been amazing though.
Arr, that's my pirate knowledge. Have you gotten very familiar with every aisle of Target yet? Or are you familiar?
I have
How's
been
your
to-
Target game or Walmart
He got
game?
home. He got home Sunday afternoon, and I think I've been to Target 3 or 4 times already.
I told you about this, didn't I?
Yeah,
You
and
never
honestly,
fully
the one
prepared. There's
the one
always
time I
things.
went,
There's
and I didn't
always
even-
something.
I needed like 2 things, and I walked out with like 9 of them.
Dude, Target's the worst. You go in for one thing and you leave and you spent $220 and you're like, what just happened? I blacked out.
I came in here for one.
I had to go. I had to go to get crumble cookies. That's why I went to Target that time. They were right around the corner
Okay.
from each other.
Yes, and
Mm.
you walked out with a cart. I love that. Oh, this is so exciting. I know Ray in the chat. Congrats to you, Ray. I didn't know that. You said you have 3 and a 4th on the way.
Oh, congratulations,
Wow,
Ray.
Congratulations, Ray.
So Tyler, being that Paxton is inherently a seam head through birth,
Of course.
was he upset with Garrett Cole not covering first base last night, or did he think that Anthony Rizzo just froze?
So
a combination of the two.
his first like full day on the planet, he and I watched the World Series together, which was cool because he got to catch the well, he didn't, he was sleeping, but we watched the walk-off grand slam. And then last night I'm sitting up with him, I'm watching the game, and I'm standing up trying to do everything I can to get him to sleep. And I'm telling him about the Phillies and the Yankees in the 2009 World Series. And then I got on a tangent about 10 and 11, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm like depressing you. You're 5 days old. And I was telling him about the Cliff Lee game, and he's in for a world of baseball savant page visits and spin rate conversations.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, we were talking about Painter's RPMs earlier from the Desert Dogs yesterday.
So I caught the clip. Just obviously, my brain has been nothing. There's been no sport. Like, we've had sports on. We've had the World Series on. I had the Sixers on last night. I know they lost to Detroit. I couldn't tell you what happened. But I caught the clip of Painter. He looks good, man. He looks super, super impressive.
I love this. And it's great because with babies, you have an audience.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever nonsense you want to tell them, sing, dance, it's great. They're just going to take it all in. And it's never too young to start teaching him the harsh realities of definitely Philly sports. But
being a Philadelphia sports fan?
Yeah, it's never too young. It's never too early.
Did he watch Sixers Pistons last night? Did he enjoy that?
Actually, he did not. He was sleeping through that one.
You'd be smart to sleep through that yourself.
Good decision. Yeah. But he did stay up for a bit of the World Series. We watched a bulk of it together. And it was a really cool experience. I mean, he's never seen Penn State lose. He's never seen the Eagles lose, and he's never been heartbroken by the Phillies. He's living a great life.
So Tyler, are you going to have him watch Penn State, Ohio State on Saturday?
Oh, he'll be with me. Oh, don't you worry. Unless my wife
decides, be his first loss?
Unless my wife decides that it's an unconducive environment to a 1 week old.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll probably be his first.
What's the deal with Aller real quick? Is he going to play?
Don't know. Don't know. James Franklin doesn't tell anybody anything unless it's like season ending. I still don't know what's going on with KJ Winston. He's been out for 5 weeks. No one knows.
Oh,
weird.
It's messy. That's a shame.
But yes, it'll probably more than likely be his first loss.
Yes, it will be. It will be. Welcome to the sports world where we love it here. We love all the excitement. We love all the stress. We love all the ups and downs, the roller coaster ride.
Indoctrinated into misery. Congratulations.
Congratulations. This is where hell begins in terms of sports. But we are going to talk about the World Series. If you want to get back to, I know he's napping. This is a great time for you to rest and clean bottles or whatever.
Actually, this little man, he'll sleep. He would sleep through a truck driving through our house.
Yeah, it's amazing incredible what they sleep through. Yeah, it really is.
So I can give you like 2 minutes before he wakes up and inevitably screams his head off.
The Dodgers, as they won their 8th title in 2024. So of course, we're all the Kobe Bryant's posts, which I loved. Also, with this, lots of history that was made as we were talking the World Series, because it was the 5th straight season that Will Smith actually won a World Series. That is an incredible stretch for him to have won the World Series now with the Dodgers in 2020, the Braves, Houston with the Texans, and then now, of course, with Texas, and then now, of course, with the Dodgers again. 5 straight seasons for Will Smith that he's now won a World Series. And the Yankees, honestly, they did everything they could to give them that World Series last night. Were they going to come back after being down 3-0? No. That was never going to happen. But with having a 96
Yankees fans didn't think that. They were getting chesty.
They did, because they had a 96 win probability going into the 5th, and they managed to blow the lead by giving up 5 unearned runs, which actually is the first time that's ever happened. So some bad history for the Yankees, in that you're making all the wrong history of blowing a 5-run lead in an elimination must-win game. So for
eye patches are rough. That's like really disorienting.
Oh, please get your. Yeah,
well, you know why they did it, right, Jamie?
Well, because they didn't have eyeballs in there, right?
Well, some of them, but guys, the Pirates used to do it so they could see at night. They cover one eye up during the day so they could see at night.
I don't think that makes sense. So in that game, though, the Dodgers win. They used 8 pitchers, which is the most in any 9-inning World Series win in this postseason, and they found a way. Freddie, Freeman, and the Dodgers. Tyler, what are your thoughts on this World Series that the Dodgers won? Because here we are. We predicted who was going to win it all. We're now at the end of the 2024 season. That's a wrap. It's LA Dodgers. Thoughts on the weird, wonky series, especially Game 5?
Well, it's comforting to know that it's not just Philadelphia that sits here and crucifies the manager after poor. Because I texted a Yankees buddy, a Yankees fan who's a buddy.
They hate Boone.
And they cannot stand Aaron.
They hate
Boone.
him.
He wants to run Aaron Boone out of town so quickly. And because I texted him, I said, why at no point did neither the pitching coach nor Boone come out to just settle things down?
That's what blew my mind.
It's Garrett
It was
Cole.
28 extra pitches after the error. 28.
I get it. He's one of the premier pitchers in baseball. Some might consider him the premier pitcher in baseball. So I get it. You want to let him work himself out of danger. But you probably should have very comfortably won that game last night and sent it back to LA for a game 6. Would you have won 6 and 7 like you said, Renee? Probably not. But you would have had 2 in a row. You'd have had a little bit of momentum. You would have jumped on Flaherty. And then the Dodgers bullpen would have been taxed over because of the last 2 nights. Mm-hmm. You're up 5-0 in that game. And, Aaron Judge drops a routine fly ball. The bases get loaded. He sits down Ohtani and Betts and consecutive strikeouts. And you're thinking, man, they're going to get out of this. And this is going to be incredible work by Garrett Cole to figure this thing out. And then he doesn't go and cover the bag. And that's on him. And the fly ball's on Judge. And the poor defensive play throughout a bulk of the series is on the Yankees in totality. I'm not sure they win this game or win this series, but they really, really, really shot themselves in the foot yesterday.
Bad.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. I can't believe the Garrett Cole, Anthony Rizzo play. Obviously, 70% of the blame goes on Cole there, but Anthony Rizzo just froze. They both just malfunctioned at the same time, and it was really unbelievable to see. Freddie Freeman, damn it. You talk about guys you hate, but not really, you respect the hell out of. Freddie Freeman might be the top of the list, and to see him home run in 6 straight playoff games is just wild. The Dodgers,
and he was injured.
The Dodgers are disgusting. You can't make mistakes against them, and the Yankees are bordering on a dumb baseball team. The amount of mistakes they made, I would fire Boone. I don't think he survives. Bringing in Cortez in game 2 there in that spot, Judge's playoff shortcomings. It's really kind of unbelievable what happened to them. Because that should have been a 6 or 7 game series, and you just can't make mistakes against the Dodgers, and they killed them.
The reality is, if they lose this series in 6 or 7, you're not feeling as bad. But to go down 3-0 and it was over early, and
there was never a game 6 situation with a 3-0 lead, so they could have done at least the first.
And the thing is, you're happy for Freddie Freeman gets MVP, has an incredible postseason, and you don't even mind the Dodgers. Well, of course we don't like it, but it's not. You don't mind as much if the Yankees showed up. If the Yankees didn't have so many opportunities, you look at Aaron Judge's error, Garrett Cole's issue not covering, the fact that you blew a 5-run lead in the 5th and never even had a mound visit. There were so many things along the way that you wonder if one of these things is different. If one of these things is different in that game alone, we might be talking about a game 6, let alone the previous ones. So it is wild when you look at how this unfolded, because it looked like it could have been and should have been a fun 6-7 game series, but instead it was a very dominant series for the Dodgers, and the Yankees just happened to squeeze one out. So as we mentioned, Freddie Freeman now does make some of club history with most RBIs in the postseason with his 12 RBIs that he had. He passed Tommy Edman, who had 11 for the NLCS.
Oh, a trade deadline move. Weird.
I
thought those were illegal.
You have Freddie Freeman with 12 in the World Series. So 2 of the highest club records for RBIs in a postseason series happened this year. And of course, it was, when you have guys that step up in big moments.
Ray Schumacher said Freddie Freeman's one of those guys you should hate, but you can't bring yourself to hate him because he's such genuinely a good guy. And he just has that reputation around baseball. He reminds me, I see Buzz from Home Alone every single time I see him in the batter's box. And this guy used to kill the Phillies, and he's a power hitter. He's a great hitter. And damn it if I don't hate you, but I respect you, Freddie Freeman.
His son, all the little things. But yeah, this is where we are.
And it's funny, he didn't even step up.
You guys brought up the the decision making and things like that, but I look at game. You talk about momentum, and momentum is in a series like this is the next game starter. So you get productivity from the bottom of your lineup in game 4 to stave off elimination. Volpe's good, Austin Wells is good, and you get this productivity from the bottom of your lineup. and you turn it over to Garrett Cole, and Garrett Cole is filthy through the first 4+ innings. His fastball, the elevation of his fastball was extremely successful. He was getting guys to, pretty much bend to the will of his fastball, and you jump out to a 5-0 lead. Judge's home run and Stanton's home run and the sack, and you're starting to feel a little bit of momentum building on your side. And it's crazy what happens when you let a good team hang around and when you allow a good team to have. You can't give a good team 4 and 5 outs in an inning, and they did that. And and then they tack it on because of a couple insurance runs, the Mookie Betts sack fly. Was it Mookie Betts? Yeah, it was Mookie Betts. Yeah, Mookie Betts sack fly. They tack it on.
It was a high fastball. Why would you throw that to Mookie Betts? He's going to catch it.
You let a good team believe they have life in that game, and they did. Especially after you chased the starter after 1 inning. Flaherty was bad. Flaherty was really bad, and Dave Roberts was scrambling to get outs. He was just trying to piecemeal it together, and to go and blow a 5-0 lead in that game it's pretty telling.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say this for all the home run or bust teams
well,
out
all
there,
those
but
scumbags in the Bronx.
Sorry. Sarah Lang did tweet out that of the 49 runs scored in the Fall Classic, 30 of them were through a home run, which is a 61.2% of runs scored via home run, the highest in any World Series, which passed the 57.4% mark back in 2017. So it was a lot of home runs that we saw in the World Series, especially that were the difference maker. Don't take that and run with it. All of our home run or bust teams, Phillies, because it also was some great small ball that we saw to even load the bases, to even get to grand slam opportunities, to even get to those opportunities for RBIs. So overall, the 2024 season is over, guys, which now for day one.
Are you officially starting Soto Watch?
It is. It's day one of our Soto Sweepstakes.
Tyler.
Did you wait till I came on to start this?
Yes, day one of this.
Did you hear his comments?
Start the counter, guys. Listen.
He said, "Pay me, bitch."
Immediately. All eyes were like, Juan Soto. Shifting to Juan Soto. The questions were already being asked. They even asked Aaron Judge, who I chuckled at this answer because they asked Aaron Judge about his hopes for Juan Soto return. He said, we were definitely lucky to have him here, and it would be great to keep playing with him because he's definitely a special player. Bye. You blew that one, Judge, when you decided not to show up for the playoffs. And also, Juan Soto had this to say coming after the game when he was asked about free agency. This is
Talk to me, Juan. Talk dirty to me, Juan.
I mean, I don't know what's the teams that want to come after me, but definitely I'll be open to listen every single team. I don't have any doors closed or anything like that. So I'm gonna be available for all 30 teams.
Here's what I have to say to that one. So
pay me.
Baby, won't you come my way?
You know exactly what teams are going to be coming after you. It's literally every team that the owner's willing to spend money.
I got a bag of gold.
Every team.
He said it. Every team has the same opportunities when he goes into free agency. He's open to anybody. So, baby, won't you come my way?
Listen, at some point, a high leverage free agent is going to need to just change the entire complexity of baseball and sign with Oakland or Cleveland or Cincinnati. Let's just see what happens. Just do it.
They don't have the money because now, of course, the number is still around that.
Oh, right. Crying poor. I forgot. Major League owners do that.
Well, Mickey Durkin says he's going to go for $700 million. I completely agree. I think Steve Cohen is not going to hesitate to go that high, especially if he gets some deferments involved.
I think minimally it starts with the 6.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be over 6.
For the fact that numbers were starting at 536 is not true. It's definitely going to start at 6, and then we're going up from there at the bidding war. So day one of Juan Soto Sweepstakes, and I feel optimistic. We're involved. We're in the race. We're in the thick of things. All the teams are up for grabs to see if they can land Juan Soto, guys. That gives me a 1% increase of hope. As we wrap up day one of Soto Sweepstakes, how are we feeling headed into day 2? Friday, tomorrow, to close out the weekend. We'll have a chance to dive into it some more because, of course, there's going to be much more now that the season's over. The series has come to an end. It's all the Juan Soto mania will begin. But for Jamie and Tyler and Renee and JP, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you especially to our diehards for tuning in. We appreciate you. Tyler, definitely enjoy your
Yes.
first holiday. as
Really
a
quickly,
papa.
can I say a huge thank you and a shout out to JP. He has stepped up enormously over the last 2 weeks, and I can't thank you enough. JP, I owe you a beer or 10 when we get back. So I can't thank you enough for all your help. Let me spend some time with this little dude. But thank you. You're the best.
Dude, Tyler's going to start the waterworks. Damn, Tyler. Jeez.
First of all, my over.
Don't worry, I've cried like 4 times in the last week, so you're good.
Yeah.
Love you, Tyler.
Love you guys. Appreciate y'all.
Bye,
Yeah.
Tyler. I'm already struggling as is because the baby fever is real. Looking at little Paxton. I know. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. But we will be back tomorrow. I feel like this should be our Friday show. I think we should just be off tomorrow. But we will be back tomorrow. We will not be off. 11 a.m. we'll be back here live. Coming out of our first. It's our today's technically our first official day of the off season. But whatever. Have a great Halloween, everyone. Enjoy your trick-or-treating. Be safe. Eat lots of candy. Enjoy hanging with your little ones to walk around. Enjoy the costumes and the fun and all the festivities. Be safe.
Do you know the favorite letter of me alphabet?
S.
You think it's R, but it's actually C.
We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. for more here on PHLY Phillies Podcast, presented by Ace Hardware Home Services. See ya.
We all silly like the mayor.